So I got an email this morning, and I think it's important that I share this message with you all. I want to be clear that I will not be sharing with you who sent me this email, nor the firearms training company or instructor that this is referring to, because that's not my style. I don't build my company and my reputation somehow by tearing down others. I just want to be able to show you what this person went through and how you can avoid it. So, a couple things. This is actually a reply to an email that we had going back and forth with her back in early October. Long story short, her permit had expired, and she was going through the whole process over again. Because when you let your permit expire, there's no grace given by the Maryland State Police. You have to have a whole 2-day class, fingerprints, photographs, and reapply and paying the full original application fee, which is now $125. And we were going back and forth, and I was explaining to her about the process and the situation that she was in and how to rectify that. And then we hadn't heard back from her since October 4th. And then we got this reply back. So let me go ahead and read the email off to you. I have to relay this story to you guys. A friend and I let our concealed carry license that we originally got through PTP expire. So we needed to take the class over. With the economy being so horrible and money tight, we couldn't afford PTP's new multi-state pricing. So we went the cheaper route. Holy hell, what a mess that class was. Dangerous even. And coming from PTP, we had high expectations. The instructor had no control over the firearms. Some people brought their own guns and were milling around with them, flagging others. He dumped his guns, ammo, and clips, she means magazines, on a table and left them unsupervised. He had people that never touched a gun before loading clips with no real direction. There was a point where myself and another guy stepped behind a pickup truck because we felt a little unsafe. My eyes were darting all over to monitor the situation and still pay attention to what he was saying. Most people were oblivious to the possible danger because the situation wasn't controlled. For 20 people, he had 4 paper targets. He had never changed them out. He would mark bullet holes with a black marker so he could tell the old shots from the new shooters in order to score us. Well, after a few people shot, those targets were pretty messed up, and I'm pretty damn sure he was guessing at our score. The other issue was reusing targets we couldn't tell where our shots were landing to correct if necessary. We were shooting blind. Now she's darting back to her experience with us. Ryan drilled us repeatedly. We used holsters and broke down everything in the steps. I felt comfortable when he was done with his class. This guy didn't practice drawing the way Ryan did. One student said, "Aren't we going to practice pushing our clothing out of the way or use our holsters?" And the instructor got visibly mad, saying we talked about this in class. I showed you a video and talked about how to do that properly. On day 2, we shot 25 rounds, and then he sent us to a gun shop 25 minutes away to look at guns we could buy. He said he did that to fill up the 16 hours of required training time. No one felt proficient or comfortable handling the guns when we left the shooting range, especially the women. He moved the class location at the last minute and forgot to somehow let us know. We didn't practice cleaning the guns. He appeared unorganized, and all I can say is I'm glad I had previous training with you guys. You set the standard in quality and safety. End of email. So I think, I understand where the lady is coming from. I understand her position and why she made the decision that she made to not train with us and to go with someone else. She put the fact that she thought that, hey, I'll go with this other person. It'll probably be just as good. I'll save maybe $100 or so, and we'll go on with our lives. But what people don't realize is it's not like a bottle of water that you can pick up at any gas station. It's not a can of Coke where, hey, everywhere you go, a can of Coke is a can of Coke. Might be a little bit colder at this one place than the other, but it's still the same exact drink. It's still the same experience. People don't realize that firearms training is not that way. Many people that come to these classes, this is a lot of times their first time with firearms training, so they may not know the difference. Fortunately for her, to a certain extent, she knows the difference. She trained with us before, and then for purposes of saving $1 or $2, she went with the other guy, the cheaper guy, and she found out firsthand. She found out firsthand exactly why she shouldn't have done that. Again, I'm not blaming her, right? A lot of times, lessons that we have to learn in life, we have to learn firsthand. And some of y'all are going to watch this video and still go out there and make the same mistake that she made. I think that, next time she has to renew her carry permit, or next time she needs any type of firearms training, I bet you she's probably going to come back to us, because she could try to chance it with a different company, a third company that's also cheap, but she doesn't want to find out how that's going to go. She doesn't want to put her safety at risk. She didn't realize that's what she was doing before, but that's what very well happened. And saving $1 almost costed her life. So I say all that to, hey, I want to share her experience so that you don't have to have that same experience, so you don't have to have that same regret. I want you all to be safer in life. And that's part of the reason why I do the training that I do. But it's also the reason why I do the training the way that I do it. Because done improperly, done without due regard for others' safety, it can be very dangerous. A firearm is not dangerous by itself. It's as dangerous as the hands that it's in, right? When you put firearms in people's hands who have zero experience, zero guidance, and then when they seek guidance, you admonish them, the person had sought, more help, they had sought more practice, and the instructor admonished them and said, we have already gone over that. Do you know how many times people in my classes ask about something that we've already gone over, and maybe even gone over in depth? But you know what? If they're asking a question about it, if they're asking for more practice, it's because that I haven't given them enough time and practice, and they're seeking more, and I need to give it to them. Not only should I, but I need to. It's my duty to give them more training. It's my duty to give them that time and attention. Right? Not all instructors are created equal. I'm not sure if some of y'all realize how easy really it is to become an instructor, but if you got $500, you can be an instructor by the end of the next weekend. That doesn't mean you're a good instructor. It doesn't mean that you know what you're talking about. It doesn't mean that you're safe and proficient. It doesn't mean that you can advance the skills of your students. It doesn't mean that you can make them more confident in themselves and their ability to defend themselves and their family. But it means that you have a certificate on the wall. What I tell people is, you don't come to my class for a certificate. You don't come to my class for a piece of paper that you can hand over to the state police and, I got my check in the box, I'm good to carry now. No, do you get a certificate at the end? Yes, but I'm not selling that. I'm selling the experience. I'm selling the knowledge. I'm selling the proficiency. I'm selling the confidence. It is a full-out experience. She will remember probably for the rest of her life these two experiences now, and the stark difference in them. And I hope that she doesn't forget that. And I hope that she spreads those words to others and lets them know, look, this is what I've done. This is also what I've done. This is what I would do going forward. And this is what I would advise that you do going forward. I'm sure and I'm confident she will. And that is the difference. That's why a lot of you will, my first couple years in business, you might have seen me advertising a ton, all over the place. And now you don't. I'm still just as busy, if not busier, than I've ever been. And it's not because of great advertising. Do we still have advertising here or there? Yeah, absolutely. But is it at all what it used to be? No. You don't see my signs on every street corner. You don't see my ads all over Facebook. One, that's because they banned me from doing ads on Facebook. You don't see all this craziness because I built my brand. I built my customer base. I've built my, my advertisers, my little advertisers. This lady is now going to go forward and be a little advertiser for me. I have thousands and thousands of little advertisers all throughout the state who go out and share their experience and share their approval of our training and their desire to come back and get more. We have many students that are repeat clients. I have students that have been in my class 4, 5, 6 times, and I can name many of them. I know their names, I know their families. So I'm friends with a lot of them now. They've grown from being a client to being a friend. I go to their barbecues, I go to their oyster skulls and their crab feasts and stuff. I'm friends with them on Facebook, and I see their kids, and sometimes their kids play with my kids. It's not just a certificate. It is the experience. It is the confidence. It is the proficiency, and the desire to want more of that. It is a community, absolutely a community, and I want to share that community with you. I want to share that community with you, and if at the end of the day, when my class is done, if you obviously aren't safe, you aren't proficient, you don't know the laws, and you have no desire to become even better than you are, then I haven't done my job. My job is to always make sure that you're safe and proficient with a firearm, that you know the laws, and that you want to come back for more training, that you want to go out there and carry a firearm, that you want to go out there and spread the love and the knowledge of the Second Amendment to other people, that you want to take friends and coworkers and people from church out shooting and share that love with them. I just, I'm disappointed about the experience that she had with that other company. I'm disappointed in that instructor. I don't know who it is. She didn't share with me, and I will ask, just for my record, I'll ask, and hopefully she'll let me know. But I will not be sharing that information with anybody else. If she is to do that, that's on her. But I wouldn't even necessarily, encourage that either. I don't like when people try to build themselves up by tearing down other people. My training speaks for itself. My clients speak for themselves. My clients who have gone to other classes really speak for themselves. And, that's what I always will ask of you. If you're a supporter of mine, don't be a naysayer of others. Don't take away from others. They do a good enough job taking away from themselves. They do a good enough job firsthand building their reputation for whatever it's worth. Right? Don't do that on my behalf. Don't take away from other people on my behalf. Just, continue to give me your support and continue to share your kind words and communications like such, and let people know, where you would advise that they go get training, where you would recommend they go get training. I appreciate you guys. You guys stay safe out there. And if you guys ever have any questions or concerns or want to get signed up for training, whatever it might be, look, give me a phone call, all right? 240-925-5788. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe out there.